Today I'm preparing a forgotten recipe, Atta Chicken. Now this is a really old recipe that villagers in India used to prepare. I'm going to serve that with the Dal Makhani. But first let's start with the Dal Makhani. The ingredients are some black dal, tomatoes, ginger and garlic, red chili, cumin, coriander and garam masala, turmeric. We're going to season with some salt, butter and fresh cream as well. The first thing you need to do is to rinse this dal, soak it in some cold water and rinse it several times to get rid of any sand. Once that's done, you're going to bring it up to the boil and simmer on a low heat until the lentils are quite soft and mushy. Now you can add some rajma to this as well. For a cup of urad dal, you'd use about 3 tablespoons of rajma or red kidney beans. And when your lentils are really tender, you can use the back of the wooden spoon and mash them up slightly. This is going to help thicken that dal. Now the interesting thing about black dal is it's unlike any South African dal. It doesn't have any fried onions, cumin seeds, fried garlic. It's just all boiled together. It's simple and it's absolutely delicious. So I'm done mashing up this dal. Next, let's add our spices. So we've got red chili powder going in, cumin, coriander, garam masala, and a bit of turmeric. Traditionally, only red chili powder was added, but I like a more spicy dal, so I've added a few extras. Now next, in goes the ginger and garlic paste, equal teaspoons, I'd say about 4. Give this a mix. It's already looking like it's thickened up beautifully. Now next, tomatoes. I'm using chopped tomatoes, about 125 ml, half a cup. Stir that through. Next, season with salt, and this is really important to season only once the dal is soft. If you season this dal too early, it prevents the dal from softening. The last ingredients going in will be butter and fresh cream. Now those ingredients are going to go in only once the tomato is dissolved and thickened into the dal. One last stir. And it's time to get ready to prepare the Atta chicken. The ingredients are a whole chicken. We've got some egg yolk, brown flour, cold water and sunflower oil. Those are the ingredients for the atta or the dough that's going to wrap the chicken. We've got some garam masala, red chili powder, cumin and coriander, ginger and garlic paste, some fresh cream, yogurt, lemon juice. I've added some fresh thyme to this recipe and also some onion slices. Now let's get started. The first thing, the chicken goes into a mixing bowl, preferably a glass one. And to that we're going to add the spices, garam masala, the red chili, cumin and coriander powder. I'm using roasted spices for this. Ginger and garlic paste, some lemon juice, two tablespoons of Greek yogurt, and 2 tablespoons of fresh cream. Now let's season this with some salt, say about 1.5 teaspoons of fine salt going in. Now the last ingredient going in, my favorite, cardamom. About 1/2 teaspoon, it adds a lovely flavor to this dish as well. Now just massage the marinade over the chicken. Atta chicken originated in Punjab. The villagers would actually wrap this chicken in the dough, bury it in a hole, cover it with coal and leave it to slow roast overnight. The chicken was taken to the fields and enjoyed at lunchtime. It stayed warm, but it also stayed very moist and succulent. A quick wash of the hands and we'll start with the dough. The first ingredient going into the mixing bowl, brown flour, about 900 grams of flour going in. Next ingredient, 650 ml of cold water going into the mixing bowl. Let's get this in. I'm using a dough hook. Lock that in. This is a really simple dough. Just use a dough hook. It's really quite difficult to knead though. I do recommend using a stand mixer for this. And the dough starts to come together into a ball. Add 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil going in. That dough looks ready. Now let's get working on this dough. This is quite a stiff dough, so you're going to have to put some elbow grease into it to get it rolled out. And really press down. Right. There we have it. Let's get this chicken wrapped. Originally, it was wrapped in a muslin cloth. I'm just using a little piece of foil at the bottom. And next, we're going to pop the chicken on top. I'd say breast up. Now use some onions. You can stuff this chicken with some onions as well. Now this is my very own addition to this recipe, is the fresh thyme. Now, let's wrap this. Gather up the dough, making a little parcel, making sure that it's covered and there aren't any tears in the dough. Now this goes into a roasting pan. Next, let's beat an egg. And then use a pastry brush to just brush this over. This is a Persian style of cooking called dum cooking, and biryanis are also cooked like this, with the dough wrapped over to seal in all the steam. Dum means to breathe in. So the chicken's going to cook wrapped in this dough. It traps the steam, which allows the flavors to penetrate the meat, and it keeps it really, really tender. This goes into the oven, 190 degrees for 3 hours. Let's finish that dal. Stir that through, scrape the bottom of the pan. And now, final ingredients going in, some butter. This is a really rich, creamy dal. And next, 125 ml of fresh cream going in. So you can simmer this down until it thickens slightly. That's the dal makhani done. Lastly, just a few sprigs of coriander going in on top. Now it's time to check out that chicken. Oh wow, it looks amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun getting the chicken out of the pastry. Here it goes. You have to get really, really creative to get this chicken out the dough. You need lots of muscle for this. This dish isn't for the faint-hearted, but it is absolutely beautiful. I've read that this is one of the most tender chicken dishes and that it actually falls apart. Now let's have a look-see quickly. And as you can see, that comes off the bone really, really easy. It's a really messy dish, but a very, very delicious one. I hope you can try it out at home.